Look, as parents, we're juggling a million things, right? And sometimes that juggle includes financial pressure. So this isn't going to be some lecture. Think of it more like an honest chat from one parent who's been in that spot about how you can find your way back to solid ground when it feels like you're sinking.
Wow. That one really hits home, doesn't it? It's so true. There's never a good time for money trouble to knock on your door. It just shows up. And when it does, man, it can feel like the world is crashing down.
And it's rarely this big, dramatic event. It doesn't crash in like a lightning storm. No, it's much quieter than that. It just kind of creeps in. At first, it's just this little background noise. But then, before you know it, you realize it's got a hold on you. It's pulling you down, stealing your breath, hijacking those quiet nights, and just eating away at your peace. And that brings us to the next part of this, which is, well, it's the silent struggle. That internal battle that you fight completely alone, in total silence, because you're convinced you're the only person on earth going through this.
Isn't that the craziest thing? The exact moment you need help the most, what's your first instinct? It's to hide, to put on that brave face for your family, for your kids, for everyone. You're thinking, there's no way I can tell them I'm not handling this. That feeling, that's shame. And it is incredibly, incredibly powerful.
So, okay, why? Why are we so ashamed? I think getting to the bottom of why we feel this way is the absolute first step to taking its power away. Okay, so there are a few big reasons. First, we totally tie our money to our personal value. If the bank account is low, we feel like we're failures, like we're failing as a parent, as a provider. Then there's this massive societal pressure, right? This idea that you have to be strong and just handle everything on your own. And finally, we're just plain terrified of being judged. What will people think? Will they think we're irresponsible? It's a heavy, heavy weight.
But here's the absolute truth about shame. It doesn't pay the bills. It doesn't bring you any solutions. Shame fixes absolutely nothing. It's a dead end. It's like an anchor holding you down while the water is rising around you. It feels all-consuming, but it does zero productive work. It doesn't help your family, and it sure as heck doesn't help you.
Okay, so let's get to the turning point. This is where we completely reframe what it means to ask for help, because it's not an admission of defeat. It's actually your first strategic move toward winning this thing. And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. Look at this. On one side, what it seems like weakness, passing the blame, being a victim. But what is it actually? It's courage. It's taking control of the situation instead of letting it control you. Honestly, it's one of the most mature things you can do.
Yeah, this is the whole key right here. Asking for help isn't saying I give up. It's saying I can't do this alone right now, but I want to get up. It's a declaration. It says I'm ready to fight, but I need some backup.
All right, so let's shift from the why to the what. Let's talk about the actual steps you can take. Because this isn't just about feeling better, it's about doing something that brings real relief and puts you back in the driver's seat.
So here's your action plan, a real toolkit. First, talk to the bank. It's just a business conversation, not some kind of personal confession. They deal with this all the time. 2, think about a financial consultant. Get a pro on your side. 3, maybe family can offer some short-term help. But honestly, the biggest one on this list might be number 4, sharing this with your partner. That secret you're carrying, it's like a wall between you. The minute you open up, that wall comes down, you stop being one person against the world, and you become a team again, sharing the load. That's a game changer. And you know what happens when you do this? When you finally let go of that secret? It's incredible. You can finally breathe. That tension you've been feeling around the house, it just starts to melt away, all because you're not hiding anymore. This is something you have to drill into your head. A debt is not a label on your soul. It does not define you as a person. It doesn't define you as a parent or a partner. It's just a situation, a circumstance you're navigating. That's it. It is not who you are. So, let's nail this down one last time. Help isn't humiliation. It's direction. It's really that simple. It's like being lost in a new city and finally asking someone for directions. It's just the quickest way to get where you need to go, to find some clarity and finally get some fresh air. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Just think about it. Who is the first person you could talk to, honestly, about what's going on? It doesn't have to be some big public announcement, just one person. Your partner, a good friend,
A pro? Just thinking of their name, that right there is your first step toward the surface.